Pantera Nera's in front. Suburbia goes after him, but he misses him. Pantera Nera too good for Suburbia.
Yeah, great result, Pantera Nera. Interesting race. The race probably didn't really suit him either. He was sort of bouncing and sat outside the leader, and the rider said he almost was choking down. They were going that slow, and he was screaming at the leader to actually get going a little bit. But anyway, I thought when they sprinted up, he really put his head out and had a go. He's on a bit of a learning process, that horse. Last time in, he was just so dumb on it and had no idea what he was doing. But this time in, he's jumping, he's putting himself right in the race, and those sort of horses tend to win more than not. Prince Ziggy, geez, that other horse has just, that Shabu has just got the better of him. I thought we had him cold at the top of the straight, but to the credit of the other horse, he sort of kept running hard. Sectional times proved that both horses sort of really let down, and the third horse come over the top of him, down from Queensland, so it looks like it's going to be a nice horse as well. I think probably all three of those horses in that race are horses worth to follow. Where do we go with Ziggy? I've got him in the Wangaratta Cup on Sunday week. Probably the obvious next option for him. There's not a double that or I go to a stakes race, but he just gets woefully handicapped. He's only a 75 rating horse, don't forget. He's running in these sort of Saturday City Class races, but he's only a 75 rating horse, so probably something like the Wangaratta Cup or something like that, I suppose, is the next option, but certainly I'll just make sure that he pulls up okay and go from there. Sandown Wednesday. Now, I raced Fortune Rose on Wednesday at Sandown. I thought she went okay without being too flattering. She was beaten about 3.5 lengths from really nice progressive horses. So she'll go, I'm probably contemplating backing her up if she pulls up okay. She's just a horse that needs to go to the races and race, and the more racing she does, the better. I don't have to do a real lot with her. Her fitness level's good, she's nice and sound, and there's the perfect race at Sandown next Wednesday for her. If I don't think she's 100%, she won't go around, but it's 1600 metre 3-year-old fillies. You don't get those sort of races too often, and it looks right in her hitting zone. Then also on Wednesdays, the day meeting is Terang. Not sure how these meetings go. They're having the meeting of a day and then the twilight meetings in town of a night. They're a bit of a pain in the bum to get to, I tell you. Terang Wednesday. Now, Secretan went very disappointing first up, got on a heavy track. I'm not sure if it was the heavy track or the tight track, so we'll eliminate both of them. We'll get him on top of the ground at Terang on a nice big open track, and let's see how he goes. He seems to be working up okay. He just, yeah, I know, he's just very disappointing first up, so he's got a big question mark next to his name. Young Douro, unfortunately, the other day walked in the barriers, and as soon as he walked in, they opened the gates up, and we actually went to the stewards to see if he got a fair start, and they declared a first start. But for a horse that normally sits outside the leader and he's back running a length beyond the second last horse, obviously didn't really get going the way we want to do. So we've drawn a line through that run, and we'll probably kick him off down at Terang on Wednesday. In that Thursday, probably take Gambeson. Now, I've had him up over, he won first up over 1100, then we tried him over 1200, and he sort of over-raced a little bit, so we thought we'd pull the blinkers off and have a crack at him, and he sat outside the leader and was very weak late and just didn't run the trip, so he needs to come back to a sprint distance. Probably take him to Kyneton on Thursday. There's a nice little 1100 metre race there, which should suit him down to the ground. I might even throw the blinkers back on him, but his work this morning was really sharp, so he'll be around about the mark, no doubt. He just hasn't been running the distance. Also got old Severn Road in there. I just want to give him a gallop on Saturday morning and see where we're at. I got him on a heavy track the other day, and his heavy track form is woeful. So I just want to have a good look at him, see how he's going, but he's getting very close to the mark. He's had a couple of runs in now, and normally third or fourth up is his go. We haven't put the blinkers back on him yet, so I'll just make a decision on what we do there with him probably after a gallop on Saturday.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a horse called Hichaux. He's a new horse to the stable. He come in good nick, yeah, as far as horse goes, yeah, probably the most quiet and laid back horse here we have at the farm. He's out of by High Shap, out of a Reduced Choice mare, and yeah, we look to get him over a bit more ground. In the few starts he had, he just probably raced a bit dour. So here with the hill at the farm, we look to inject a bit of speed into him, and yeah, I'm sure we'll be winning races over a good staying trip. Hi guys, we've got a few rides coming up early next week that I'm really looking forward to. We just got the one at Yarra Valley here on Saturday, a horse called Wanamira who ran good first up. He should run well again.
We got 3 at Bendigo on Tuesday, one of them being Elmore Lad, who I won on 2 starts ago. He went okay in town last start. He's coming back to the bush and he should run really well at his home track. And Ben Boca Queen, who ran on really strongly at Donald on Friday week for Heath Connors. So there's only the 4 rides so far this week, but 3 of them really looking forward to and I think can go really well. Hopefully we can pick up a few more rides later on in the week, and hopefully we got a winner or 2 to talk about next week.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Yeah, James went up to Sydney Classic last week and geez, he bought a lovely colt. He by Monaco Consul, who's the same sire as Prince Ziggy, who's been going fantastic, and he's actually his full sister ran second to Jamaica in the Oaks. So he's the type of horse that we've been really looking for. He's by a Derby winning stallion out of he's a full brother to a filly that ran in the big Sydney fillies races, a horse called Honesta. So we're probably going to syndicate him up in the next couple of weeks or so. So keep an eye out for that. If you're keen to sort of buy into a horse that will be set for a Derby straight away, he's got all eyes on that sort of race for him. He's good. And well done to Turtle and Banger and all the boys. They've got Foundry into the All-Star Mile, so that's just like winning the lotto, boys. You've $90,000 even if he runs last. So well done. That's a great result for them, and thanks everybody who supported that horse. So let's see how he goes, But good luck to all the boys with Foundry in the All-Star Mile. And Saturday's the big day, isn't it? The Blue Diamond Stakes, so we'll find out all the good 2-year-olds. Yes, I looked at the races. Every race on that day is a bloody great race, so really good. Hopefully someone can pick the quaddie there, because if you get the quaddie this week, it'll pay a fortune. So good luck to everybody with runners, and no doubt the Blue Diamond will produce a good horse, as it always does. Until next week, see you later. Went up to the Sydney Classic last week and bought an absolute cracking... I'm not allowed to say cracking. Everybody says, you notice that? Everyone says cracking colt.
He says he's certainly, he'll get over a good trip. That's right, change that.